land acknowledgement? Because I will not.
I can read the land acknowledgement. I'm just going to start the live stream first.
Okay, perfect.
I can also read it too, Sydney, if you don't want to.
For sure.
Okay, I would appreciate that somebody will read it at the meetings if we want to include this as an agenda item, because I won't.
Councillor Hare, would you like to, or would you like me to do it this week?
If you can post it, I'll read it. And if you can't post it, go ahead and read it and I'll get one. I usually have one printed on my wall, but I might have given it to Anna for Heritage meeting.
No worries. I'll read it this week and then I will
Okay.
send it to you for the other ones.
Great, thank you.
So the city of Thorold is situated on treaty land. The land is steeped in the rich history of the First Nations, such as the Hattaway-Darrong and the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe, including the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. There are many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people from across Turtle Island that live and work in Niagara today. The city of Thorold stands with all Indigenous people, past and present, in promoting the wise stewardship on the lands in which we live.
Okay, is there any declaration of interest? None. Okay, adoption of the agenda. Can I have a mover? Tim, can I have a seconder? Leslie? All in favor? Okay, great. Adoption of the minutes of Thursday, February 16th, 2023. Can I have a mover? Joey? Tim is the seconder. If I'm going too fast, Stephanie, let me know, even though you've got a recording. Any discussion on the minutes? Any changes? I just want to commend Sydney on her excellent minutes. Okay, if there's no discussion, then can I call the question? All in favor? Perfect, thank you. I don't think there's any correspondence, so we can move on. Committee business. I have, I think you got the budget as part of your package, didn't you? Or did you? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the items are on the budget now. The budget totals $3,000. The item, does anybody have any question on the budget items? And also, does anybody want to add anything in the area for possible consideration? These are possible consideration. They're just ideas. Does anybody want to add any more ideas for us to consider in the future? Does anybody want to add anything to that document? Is Brenda Bader? She hasn't joined us yet, has she? No. Okay. Okay. The only things I want to highlight, if anybody wants to add anything, please let me know. The things that I want to highlight is that there are right now 3 things that are planned. Oh wait, and there's 4. August 29, Tuesday, 20. Okay. I want to add an agenda item, a perpetual agenda item that will include, it's going to be called, you'll see how this all ties in. I want it to be called upcoming, what do I want it to be called? Sorry, upcoming and outstanding. Upcoming and outstanding items. Okay, I want to, at the end of the agenda, of each agenda, I want there to be an item called upcoming and outstanding items. And they will include that items that we have agreed upon. And so going back to the budget, the things that if we right now all agree on these, they may not be all finalized, like the details aren't finalized. But right now, what we've got that is to be included in upcoming and outstanding agenda items, if you agree to include this as a perpetual agenda item, and looking at our budget, is May 29th, 11:15 at the Senior Center, there'll be a flag raising, a chat bench dedication, and an in memoriam plaque. June 1st, there will possibly be a forum from 9 to 1 at the senior center that is to be incorporated with its general meeting. Details to be finalized. And some of this will be, obviously, will be in conjunction with the senior center and the TCAG. June 21 at 11:15, we have the Senior of the Year Awards at the senior center. The reason why that's been moved to June 21, and the reason why we're having an event, the flag raising event on May 29th, is because of the mayor's availability. So those dates will accommodate the mayor. And then the other item that we have that's per our budget, August 29th, 2023 is the, I don't know what we're gonna, grandparent and family swim.
Sorry, Jean, can you repeat the date for the grandparent swim?
August 29th, 2023. The swim would be from 7 to 9, and the movie would be from 9:15 until.
Okay,
Yeah.
I believe that's a Tuesday. I did actually reserve it for the 26th, which is the Saturday.
Oh, yeah, is that the wrong date? Okay.
Yeah, it's sorry, I think that was last year. 26th would be the Saturday, the last Saturday.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
I appreciate that correction. Whoever, who, I don't know who provided it. Thank you. So it's the 26th, and I will adjust the budget document to show the 26th of August. Oh, it is the 26th. It's the May. Okay, yes, I've got it on there. So those are the items, and the other item that would be on our upcoming and outstanding items would be increased street sign motion for report from council, age-friendly minutes, AFC 1, February 17th, 2023, item 9. Because we have lost these motions in the past.
Tim has a comment.
Okay, wait, also Tim and then Leslie.
Yes, Madam Chair, can you just repeat May 29th? There was the flag raising at the senior center, and I didn't write it quick
The
enough.
chat, yeah, these will be in the minutes. The chat bench dedication
Oh, that was it. Okay,
and the in memoriam plaque. There'll be an in memoriam plaque placed on the chat bench.
okay.
The mayor will be both at the May 29th and the June 21st meeting.
Okay.
It seems like I'm digressing a little bit, but this ties in with the items that are listed on our budget. That are kind of confirmed, unless you disagree. It's all subject to your approval. That are kind of confirmed, even though the details are 100% worked out. Leslie, I apologize.
That's okay. What date in June do you have booked the senior center for?
June 1st. Well, we have the senior center, all the events are at the senior center, but May 29th is 11:15. It's just at the lunch hour. It doesn't affect programming.
Okay,
June 1st, it really doesn't affect programming because it's the day of their general meeting. And they don't have anything in the morning on the general meeting. And the June 21st, again, it's at 11. It's at 11:30, no 11:15, and it again doesn't affect programming at the center because it's at lunchtime.
okay, because I, excuse me, I have to schedule our June Rose and Flower show there. But it's a Saturday, so that's okay.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to mention to you is Brenda Bader has been off sick for the last couple of days. That's probably why she's not here.
Okay. So these items that I've mentioned are all on our budget. So we're just going to put them in this upcoming and outstanding items to capture them so we don't forget them. Because especially motions, we have lost them because of this this motion on the street sign, we've lost it several times. Tim?
Yeah, Madam Chair, just so you know, there's also a pride flag raising on the 29th of May. And that's at 8:45. So I don't know if you have a specific time for the flag raising on the 29th.
The flag raising is at 11:15.
Perfect.
11:15 to probably at most 12:15.
Okay, thank you.
And again, all of these dates are also in your budget
Okay.
document. Okay, so since the agenda item is budget, which I've kind of a little bit strayed from, does anyone want to discuss the budget item anymore? Anything on the budget want to add? So basically, if we're approving this, we're approving those specific dates that are in there. I've got one more date that's in there. Something to do with the Christmas luncheon on December 7th. That's the other one, and that'll be at noon. So those are, for the budget, those are the dates that have been identified in our budget. Again, all these dates will appear as that agenda item if you agree to it. So if there's no more discussion on the budget, do I have a motion to pass or to add anything else to possible future considerations? Can I have a motion to pass the budget of $3,000, asking council that we have that money to do the activities listed on here? I'll have Marilyn is going to move it. And Leslie, do you want to second it?
Yes.
Okay. Any more discussion on the budget or adding projects for future consideration? There will be other dates, but we just, right now, this is all we have for now. There will be other things. So if there's no other, discussion, then can I call the question? All in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. And maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but can I have a motion to add a perpetual agenda item, upcoming and outstanding items on all future agendas? Would they go on the agenda, or would they go on the agenda so that we have all of these items constantly listed, and they will fall off as they're done? Sydney, I appreciate your comment.
Through you, Madam Chair. I don't believe we would need a motion for this. I can just put this on all future agendas and then have the list of upcoming events and the outstanding items.
That's perfect. So is that okay with everyone?
Mhm.
Is that agreeable to everyone that we have this on our,
Yep.
so we know what's going on?
I think it's a great idea, Jean.
Okay, because my memory is short and getting shorter. Okay, I appreciate, Sydney, your comments. And we will include that, and I can send you the list of these ones that I have just to reinforce it. Okay, number 7, this is for information purposes. The TCAG has received a New Horizons grant of just under $25,000, of which roughly 6,000 and change is for some laptops. They applied for this grant, saying it was going to be a partnership between Age Friendly, the senior center. The grant is for older adult activities, initiatives, that kind of programming. The grant was the people named in the grant, although they were the lead in submitting the grant, and the city of Thorold, I think, sent a letter of support for the grant. Yes, Jeff Holman sent a letter of support for the grant. And so the grant was in partnership. Some of the activities are to be in partnership with TCAG, Age Friendly, Library, and the Senior Center. So, which is good news, because once you take off the $6,000 and change off the laptops, there's roughly $19,000 for activities. So we had a meeting, we've had actually 2 meetings to discuss some possible activities. And there is going to be a meeting right now, unless things have changed. I know Megan is busy this week with her March break activities. Unless things have changed, there's going to be a meeting March 29th at 1 o'clock. March 29th at 1 o'clock, and I'll let you know if that's changed. You are all welcome to come. I would like in particular, if everybody can't make it, I would like in particular for Leslie to consider coming, for Joey to consider coming, and for Tim to consider coming. And the reason why I'm particularly, and hope, and somebody from the senior center. And the reason for this is because there were some thoughts about, could we do an activity around something to do with horticultural, Leslie?
Okay.
And there was thoughts about, could we do something that incorporates accessibility, Joey? And there were thoughts about, and Tim, I think it would be good for you to come to get up to speed with all of this stuff. So I don't know what your agendas are like. I'm not forcing you to come, but if the meeting is as planned, and it's either going to be at the when we had our meeting, and I haven't, this is not 100% confirmed, the meeting is either going to be at the TCAG or the library because there's room and parking there. Okay, so just tentatively pencil it in on your agenda, and if you are able to come, you're most welcome. And even though I did just name 3, Marilyn, you're most welcome to attend and give any input you want. It's not, if anybody from this committee wants to come, you're all welcome. Okay. And if you have any ideas and can't make it, give us the ideas. Joey.
Sorry, what time, Jean, did you say?
It's at 1 o'clock. So pencil it in for March 29th at 1 o'clock at the TCAG or the library, but everything is to be confirmed.
Okay, thank you.
And I think the idea was that one of the things, and the project is a long-term project. They have from today until June of next year. So they have a nice long time to spend the money. The thought was that in June of 2024, can you believe we're almost in 2024, that there would be some kind of a major forum in discussing some of the possible, the major themes: housing, recreation, the major one or more of the major dimensions in healthy aging that the World Health Organization has identified, possibly to the scale of our Hazel McCallium event that we had probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Wow.
And that would be kind of a wrap up to the project. Nothing's confirmed or etched in stone, but that's one of the things, is to kind of go out with a bang and maybe doing a summary of all the activities that were done in the year, etc. So it's kind of exciting. Okay, so that's in the works. Is there any more on that one? Okay. Okay, so June events, I've jumped the gun. We've already kind of done them with the budget and with the other agenda item. Do we need any more discussion on June events? Are we okay with what we've heard so far? Senior of the Year awards. I think you've seen the products. We're looking for 2 seniors of the years, one for Thorold and one for the Senior Citizens Association. So if you know of anybody who's deserving, or please encourage people to nominate people. So that's the only thing I ask for. This is always a fun a fun event. And the people who get nominated and get the awards really appreciate the recognition. Any more on that one? If I'm going too fast, slow me down. Are we okay?
We're good.
Okay, terms of reference. In the terms of reference, we have 2 people from the Senior Citizen Center. And we don't need 2 people from the Senior Citizen Center, in my opinion. If somebody wants to disagree with me, I think we should have 1 person from the Senior Citizen Center. And if they can't come, then hopefully an alternate could step in. And that 1 person from the Senior Citizen Center and the other person that was from the Senior Citizen, that we increase our at-large membership. So we could have another person from the community at large instead of 2. So I think we have, what is our terms of reference, 4 at large? Cindy, do you remember?
Yep.
4. So we would increase it to 5 at large and decrease membership from the Senior Citizen Center to 1. The reason why we want somebody from the Senior Citizen Center, especially from the executive, is that because we use the Senior Citizen Center a lot for activity, and we want to make sure that the board is in agreement. We can't tell the Senior Citizen Center that we want to use their center at this time and this. They have to agree to it. It's their center. And we've worked very collaboratively for all these years, and it's worked out really well. But that's why you need 1 person. You don't need 2. Any discussion, Leslie?
I put my name down for an at-large position on the senior board, so I imagine I'll probably get it, so we'll have input there as well.
Okay, well, that'll just be great, icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Because then like you would not be really our representative for our senior citizen, but you will indirectly help out because you'll be at our meeting, so you can report. So if somebody's not here, then you're the other link.
I really needed another hat. I have a hook somewhere that I can put a hat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you don't have enough to do. I don't think you have enough to do, Leslie.
I know. That's what my dog tells me. She comes in and starts throwing balls at me, and then I know I've been sitting here way too long.
So is there an agreement to reduce the membership on our committee from 2 to 1 and increase the at-large membership from 4 to 5, which means that we would have the capacity to have another person. And if you meet once this gets passed from council, if you agree, to have another person at large join our committee.
Yeah.
Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely, okay. So the motion will be to reduce, can I have a mover to reduce our membership from the Senior Citizen Center from 2 to 1,
You
and
want.
increase our at-large membership from 4 to 5. Can I have a motion? Okay, Marilyn and Joey. Mover and seconder. Do we want to have any more discussion on this? Okay, I'll call the question. All in favor? Great, thank you. Now, what else are we doing? Okay, I don't know, Stephanie, this next one is movie and swim costs.
Hold on. Clerk's hand got up.
Oh, I apologize. Is somebody, did I miss somebody? Oh, Sydney, I apologize.
No worries, through you, Madam Chair. I'm just going to let you know that since we passed that motion to amend the terms of reference, we will have to put that on the council agenda and council will be able to decide, but I will work to hopefully get that on this Tuesday's agenda.
Okay, that's perfect. And when they decide, then we can look at, I'm sure they're not going to object. Like, I don't think this is a controversial item, but after it gets passed and it goes through all the proper procedures, then we can, if there's another person you can think of, or we can encourage another person, then we'll do that time. So we'll wait until Sydney, we get your confirmation. That's okay. That's perfect. Okay. Stephanie has graciously provided us with the costs for the swim night. And again, I want to thank you, Stephanie. Did you send that to me or did you send it to the whole committee?
Through you, Madam Chair, I just sent it to yourself.
Okay, can you just talk about the items that you have and the total cost, just quickly? It'll take you 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure. So I think normally the budget was around the $1,000 range. It has gone up a little bit, just mostly because of inflationary costs. So the movie screen that we rent to put in the park, it's an inflatable movie screen where we have 2 technicians come, they blow it up and they also play the movie. That total cost, including municipal tax, we don't pay for full HST, so it's not the full cost, but what we would pay would be approximately $570. We would also need a movie license to play the movie outside for the evening, and that cost is $381.60. And then if you wanted to have, I know last year I think there was some leftover money in the budget and there was a motion passed to have popcorn and some drinks and things. That was really the first time I think that had happened. But if we were to do that again, that would be an additional cost at $230 roughly. I just based that off of how much we serve here at the arena for free skates. So it would serve approximately 200 people if we were to get that many people. So lots of wiggle room there. The movie itself, I budgeted for $30, which again, depending on the movie that you purchase, you do need the actual hard copy, but that could also be borrowed from the library. So that might be an option, but I just put estimated $30 just in case. And then for the staff time it would take for the free swim portion, and then as well as staff to be there for first aid after, if anything were to happen at the park, is $437.78 approximately. I just based that on our regular staff time and for our lifeguards to stay after to supervise the park. So yeah, that would pretty much be the main costs. The financial request would therefore be a total of approximately $1,200, and the in-kind request for staff time would be approximately $440.
So basically, we wouldn't be paying for, the city would be paying for the staff time, but it's just noted.
Yeah, it does have to be noted in the budget. I can talk to finance about how that's accounted for, but that would ultimately be the request that you'd be putting forward. We are going to bring the budget forward at the April 11th council meeting for final approval. So that would be just a number that we would have to note of. I can ask finance though how that actually gets accounted for.
The other thing, do they have, this is a Saturday night, do they normally have swimming Saturday night?
They do normally have swims, but because we wouldn't be collecting revenues, we would have to count this as, we would have to essentially budget it differently for that time. But I could talk to finance about how we capture that. But we do just need to put in the in-kind request value so that we're noting that in the budget.
Okay, so can you please send this to Sydney, the nice little chart that you did with all of this?
Yeah.
After the meeting, so it becomes part of our minutes, please, Stephanie.
Yeah.
And I thank you for doing this for us.
No problem.
So basically the money we have to come up with after Stephanie does her magic with the city is $773 after you take out the $437.78, right? Is that correct, Stephanie?
How much did you originally budget for?
You got 1210 minus the 437 gives you roughly 773, but let's say 775.
So the 1210 and the 437 I've already identified as separate. So the 1210 consists of the movie screen, the movie license, the popcorn and hot chocolate, and the movie itself. The staff is already captured separately. So it's the 1210 that you're looking at.
Oh, okay.
And that we have to pay.
That we have to pay. Okay.
Yeah.
So right now we have $500 budgeted. And I suggest just for now that we leave it because we've got leeway in our budget, and that we approve this in principle, and that we work with the TCAG so that we can see if the TCAG is willing to sponsor at least half of this cost from their New Horizons grant. And then we might have to increase our portion by $100. And take it maybe out of, we could take it out of our partner events. Like we have $1,000 for partner events. If we need it, if we have to budget 600 instead of 500, we could take $100. We can make that decision to move $100 or make a motion to move $100 from partner events to the free swim. Stephanie?
Through you, Madam Chair, I would also just mention that the popcorn was something that you guys hadn't adjusted for in the past. I had just included it because it was something that you offered or something similar you guys offered from a previous year. So you could remove that cost as well, which would put you below $1,000 if you wanted to.
And also
Just
we
tell
might,
people to bring their own snacks.
yeah, and we might also be able to get somebody to sponsor $100 for snacks or something
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
So there are some options there. But I mentioned it to the TCAG at the meeting we had, and at the time, no commitment. They were receptive that this was one of the events that they would considering. Is that fair? Without a commitment? They were receptive to it. So accepted, and then we can look for ways to partner so that we stay within our $500 budget or pretty close to our $500 budget by partnering with someone for the event. So at this point, can we just receive this information from Stephanie for information purposes, and that we are going to proceed with plans to have the swim on, let me try to get the date, on August 26th, and that we look for partners to help with some of the costs, for this movie swim event.
Okay, my question, if I may question, I want both those cats, and then we'll go on. We have enough in our budget right now without any food or drink?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah. If we take out the food or drink, and if the TCAG contributes to half, we have enough in our budget.
yeah, just on the outside chance that we can't get anybody to partner.
Yeah.
In just a case that there is enough in the budget to cover the event.
Yeah.
Then you hope for the rest. Okay.
Because we can just bring your lawn chairs. We're gonna do this in the field. And
Yeah.
bring your lawn chairs, because when we did it at the TCAG, they actually brought pizzas and everything. And they brought all their own snacks, and they had like a picnic lunch on the floor, sitting on blankets.
Yeah.
So we could do that, and it worked out really well. And it was no work, like it was minimal work for us. Okay, so was that a motion? Do you need a motion, Sydney, or just, what would you like?
I don't believe we would need a motion. If you would like a motion, we can do one, but I don't believe it's completely necessary in this case.
Okay, so we agree in principle to doing this event, to partnering with this event on August 26th with someone, and the final details will be finalized in the future. Okay, so is that okay?
Mhm.
Can we move on then? Let me see if I can find my agenda. Too many papers. Rack cards. What did I say? The rack cards were going to cost, I think about $200 to $225 for 1,000 of them. Do we want to proceed with them at this point, or do we want to leave we can do them at a later time, consider it at a later time? Tim?
Yes, Madam Chair, I brought those rack cards out to Port Robinson and had wonderful reception from them. So I think that it's a great idea. They're handy, they're useful. So I think, yes, we should go forward with it.
Okay, does anybody object? Okay, since we're spending money, can we make a motion then to, okay,
Question first?
oh, sorry, Tim, I apologize.
That's right. The only thing I'm wondering about is, are you having these done at Print 3?
Yes.
Okay,
Because
so,
they- Because they've got the template and everything. We don't have to pay for setup costs.
yeah, great, great. The only observation I want to make about the rack cards is that the logo for the age friendly is so tiny.
Okay,
So I wonder if we should look at that and have Ryan at Print 3 see if he could just make it a little bit larger.
Yeah.
oh, I will explore that with them.
Okay,
No promises, but if it's possible without a lot of work, then that will be a request. Is that
okay,
fair?
yep,
Okay, any other comment? The nice thing is if we have them, then when we go to events or when we do a forum, we have something to give out.
mhm,
Stephanie?
Through you, Madam Chair, I would just follow up with Megan first. I did notice on a couple, those are like the blue cards that you're mentioning with all the phone numbers, right?
Yeah,
Like this.
I did notice a couple of the numbers for the city were no longer in service.
Oh.
So it might be just, if you want to follow up with Megan, just to make sure that everything's okay with the form, just before you print them, because I wouldn't want us to print them. They're not wrong. So essentially what's happened is they have our old phone numbers, which have been redirected to our
okay,
reception. So they will get you to the city, but they won't get you to the specific number that you're looking for, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So.
that's perfect. Thank you for that. We will both ask for the logo and we'll touch base with Megan for the phone number, Megan with the phone numbers. Thank you. That's wonderful. Okay, Leslie and then Tim.
So if you make changes like we did on our rock cards, little details like phone numbers and things like that, Ryan doesn't charge for it, he just makes changes. But it's a good idea to make sure that all the numbers are relevant for this time period. We had to do the same sort of thing, so.
Okay, so the numbers will still get to them. So the numbers you gave out, Tim, are not wrong. They'll still get to them, but there might be a more direct way of doing it. Tim?
right. Okay, through you, Madam Chair, this is for Stephanie. Stephanie, are any of those numbers to be eliminated completely? And the reason I'm asking is that would create more room if there's one or two that are redundant. If they're not redundant, then no, it wouldn't play the role that I'm hoping that it would.
Yeah, I would actually suggest, recommend, if this is okay with Megan, that you just scrap most of the city numbers entirely. I think there was like one for the arena and there might have been another one for City Hall. Just do one for City Hall, because the way our customer service is currently set up is that people are supposed to call City Hall first so we can track our inquiries, and then it gets redirected to the appropriate department, sorry. So I would do it that way, and then it'll give you a bit more space.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so with all of this discussion, I think I should investigate it further with both Megan and them, and I think I should bring it back before we print. And that you see a copy of whatever the revisions are before we print.
Mhm.
I think that's a better way. It's not going to make a difference delaying this a month. I think it's more important that you see it.
Mhm.
Is that agreeable?
Yeah.
So I will proceed to investigating this further with the intentions of printing the 1,000 copies, but that we provide a new draft for you to look at the next meeting. Okay, so I don't think we need a motion for that because it's coming back here. So that's the way forward for that one. Okay, future meetings. When's our next meeting, Sydney, do you know?
Yes, so through you, Madam Chair, next meeting would be April 20th.
April 20th?
Yes,
Okay.
for future meetings, I believe that was the discussion if we wanted in-person or virtual meetings.
Okay, so that's, okay. So April 20th, can I ask Joey one question? Joey, is your appointments perpetually at 3 o'clock, or was it just today?
No, it's because it's Saskatoon time. It's now 4 p.m.
It's 4 p.m.?
Yeah, our time. Yeah.
Okay, so I have, so this is gonna be a two-part question. One is there any way we can make the meetings at 1:30 instead of 1? If it creates havoc, we'll keep it at 1, but is there any reason why we can't have it at 1:30?
That's good by me, whichever works for everyone else. 1 or 1:30 is fine.
Sydney, does this fit in with your schedule?
Through you, Madam Chair, that works for our schedule. We would just need a motion if people
Okay,
would like to go through with this.
okay. And then the other thing is, do we want to resume in-person meetings? Do we want to stay with Zoom? Or do we want to do a combination? Joey,
In my February 16th meeting notes, I had down that council would be doing a report on March 21st on allowing in-person committee meetings. So hopefully that goes through, and then maybe we could meet in person in April, but I don't know if we can make that decision now before council reports on the 21st.
okay, Sydney might have some information for us.
Through you, Madam Chair, right now the committee is able to make the decision that they would like to meet in person or hybrid. You would have to meet at Thorold City Hall for the time being. A report is going to council. I believe it's going at the April meeting now, and I believe that report will talk about if committees can meet in other locations. But if you would like to start meeting in person before that report goes to council, you are able to meet at Thorold City Hall in council chambers.
And is there the capacity to bring anybody in by Zoom if somebody couldn't make it with that option?
Huge.
Yes, they would be hybrid meetings, so you could join virtually or in person.
Okay, so what is the committee's pleasure for our next? So
Like the hybrid.
you want to do hybrid?
Mhm.
So we would meet at City Hall in the council chambers. I think we have to meet. Is that correct, Sydney?
Yes, that is.
So our next meeting is April 20th. I'll need a motion to make it for 1:30. And we are going to adopt the hybrid motion where we'll meet in person. And if someone can't meet in person, there will be a Zoom option. Is that what we're doing? Okay, so we are in agreement. So do we need a motion that says all of that?
Through Madam Chair, we would need a motion to change the time back until 1:30 p.m. However, we don't need a motion for hybrid. I can just start setting them up that way.
Okay, so a motion to make the meeting at 1:30 from now on until there's a reason to change it again, or if there is. Okay, Leslie and then Joey.
Sure.
Leslie,
Yeah, sorry, yes.
do you want to say, oh, are you agreeing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so Leslie, I apologize. Leslie moved it and Joey seconded it, the time change? Okay, the question? All in favor? Okay, you guys are wonderful. Oh, I screwed up. Okay, so, and we're going to do the hybrid method. So hopefully we'll see some faces in April, on a sunny April 20th day. And if we can't make it, then we'll see you by Zoom. Okay, let's do a round table. I'm going to start with the way I see people on my screen. Joey first, round table.
Just an aside to those rack cards, the Port Robinson Community Center posted a picture of both sides of the card on Facebook and said how helpful it is. So that was nice to see.
Mhm.
Great. Tim,
No other news.
okay. Sydney,
Nothing for me today.
and thank you for all your help. Leslie,
I wanted to ask one question. Do we still have calendars?
I have a few. I have like maybe 20. Do you
Okay.
want a couple?
Yeah, I want to take them to, because we're starting in person meetings. We had one last night. And I thought that when people said what's new, and I thought, oh, I should have brought a calendar to show them what's going on with Age Friendly, just in case somebody in that group is interested in.
Yeah,
Maybe,
if you need just a couple, Leslie, I can drop some off.
Okay.
We can send me an email how many you want, if you want 2 or 3.
okay, thank you.
I can
Other
drop
than
them.
that, we, like I said, we had our first in-person meeting for the Thorough Garden Club. I was surprised at as many people turned out. So things are getting back to normal. There's still people that aren't coming out, but at least they're commenting. I'm glad to see the meetings are back in person. So I think it's going to be a progression. We don't have, okay, the next thing we have is Earth Day. We're doing our District 9 AGM for horticulture on Saturday, the 22nd at the Senior Center. And there's going to be a lot of publicity about it, and anyone's welcome to come and participate. That's about it.
Okay, thank you. Marilyn?
No, nothing.
Nothing? Stephanie?
Nothing for me, thank you.
Okay, do we need a motion to adjourn? Cindy?
No, we do not.
Okay, so we can adjourn. Enjoy some green beans.